Good morning, this is Araya. How are you? And this is baby Araya joining me today. We have a nice sunbeam coming in, and my other cat just moved so I could move over a little bit and get her in the sunbeam in front of me. Say hi, baby Araya. Hello. How is everyone today? Nice to meet you. Hello, world. Into her sunbeam she goes. Today this is gonna be like a journaly thing. Today I want to talk about what I want. So I have like a clear vision of the future, but it's this whole deciding which path on the way to that future that's always like can be a little challenging, because there's so much that I'm interested in and there's so much I want to do, and that I bring it back to, you know, my mission and purpose, which I keep on getting something about justice for. And now I'm not in law, nor do I want to be, but I guess there are other ways to embody justice and mercy, right? You don't have to be in a court of law. Maybe in some other way, maybe through like counseling or something. I don't know. But that's one of the, okay, so there's so many things that I love to do, you know. It's like there's not enough energy or hours in the day, you know. So I took an herbalism class last year, and I really love that. Most of you that know me know that I'm really into nutrition and cooking and eating clean. And I love to counsel, and especially to counsel while in, you know, a deep connection with spirit, you know. It's very satisfying and nurturing me to be in that state where I'm connected to spirit. And it's very satisfying for me to be able to share that to help benefit other people. It's also, I feel like they also give me a lot of ideas and inspiration, and due to my close connection with spirit, I'm really able to give a perspective that most people don't have. And through my own logic, I'm able to kind of, you know, when appropriate, filter to make the information understandable. You know, I'll give it raw, and then I'll give the understandable version, you know, because sometimes the way spirit communicates with me, I get it, but it almost breaks my brain, and I, you know, get a lot of that stuff, you know. So there is, you know, a level of filtering that has to happen so it could be understood. So I'm really into doing that and counseling. I love, you know, leading people to their own conclusions, because really, you know, I don't want to be, you know, anyone's guru or anything like that. I want to just be a guide for people to be their own guru. You know, you all have everything inside of you already, just sometimes we need a little help reaching it, you know. I'm really interested in Ayurveda. I was thinking about enrolling in Masahari University, but I'm still working. I'm still not even finished with the bachelor's part of my PhD, although I will be done with that part very soon. Just keeping an eye on the turtle here. Yeah. So, and of course, what about the long-term future? The long-term future, you know, I want to have a like women's wellness center in town, and I also want to have a church, you know, center in town. Maybe they could be the same, but then I also want to have, you know, a metaphysical church and retreat center outside of town, even if slightly outside of town. This way we can do bigger retreats and workshops there, and it could be a place to have celebrations and events. And also my whole vision for having it be a church is that it's not going to be like any other church. It's not going to be about worship. It's going to be all about interconnection, communion with your higher mind, you know, self-discovery and discovery of your truth, you know, whatever that may be, you know. I also have a vision that there are going to be times when we're helping other people, like maybe having a, you know, on certain holidays, make food that's grown right there for homeless people, you know. There's all kinds of ways that we can serve the community, and I feel like that's going to be an important cornerstone to what we do. It might be a metaphysical church, it might be, you know, holistic church. I still haven't decided my major yet for the PhD part. I don't really need to know that just yet. But my vision is going to be, or it is that when all is said and done, it's going to be a place of you know, very deep learning. There will be the aspect of learning kind of, which is my teachings and the metaphysical church's teachings, but then there's going to be the aspect of really the metaphysical church is all about getting your answers from within, you know. And you know, there is also going to be opportunity for those who have trouble going within to open the door through plant medicine, but then that'll just be a tool that's used when appropriate. You will be taught how to go within and clear your senses yourself. It's going to be about, you know, health and nutrition and being your best self. And, you know, the only rules other than like no violence, no name calling, being rude, clean up after yourself and stuff like that, is going to be, don't think that your truth is the only truth. This way, you know, two people with very differing truths and perspectives, maybe they could sit right next to each other and be great friends, you know, just knowing that we have different ways of interpreting what our reality is, and that's okay, you know. You know, as long as it helps you feel whole and helps you be, you know, a good person, and as long as it serves you, then who cares, you know. You know, and I want to create a place that's like a bridge to New Earth, like a little bubble of New Earth eventually, where there's little to no veil, you know, where we can freely communicate with our friends. I imagine that there's going to be a sacred space where there is no veil, but you have to really purify before being able to step in. You know, I want to be able to have, you know, the tools to assist in any way. You know, I want to be able to do the counseling, the nutritional, you know, from the spiritual counseling to the nutritional, you know, to, you know, actual healing. I just want to be able to have all these tools and also have other people that I can call on for, you know, because I honestly, I can't do absolutely everything, you know. I want to be, what was in my mind last night, I want to be like the quirky, you know, metaphysical reverend that can do anything, you know. Although I would have discernment on what I actually put my energy into and what I call someone else for, because maybe I can do everything, but I know like a naturopathic doctor that's more aligned in caring for someone, then obviously I'd refer them to that person. But I feel like it's all going to be a network and it's all going to be beautiful. But then the question, and maybe I'll get my answer right here just through spitballing on video. And I want to put this stuff out there, but just so you know that, because I know that greatness is going to come. And I want you all to be able to see that journey and see that it's okay to be confused sometimes, you know. It's okay to have these ebbs and flows and momentary, like, what am I doing, you know. It's all part of the journey, you know. Enjoy it. It would be, if we had all the answers, then it could get kind of boring, couldn't it? So what do I want? How do I want to get there? So I want to be like this I envision myself having talks like a Sunday service about, you know, whatever topic is really pertinent to the community at the time, you know, like this retrograde stuff that just passed, you know, relationship issues would have been a topic. Releasing and letting go and forgiveness could still be a topic that's very pertinent right now. And I'd want to be, you know, kind of like the organizer and the advocate, you know. It's hard to put into words, but clarifying the vision right now, you know, I'm going to be, and I've been uncomfortable with this idea for so long, but I'm going to be kind of like the leader of that particular part, you know, to where, like a headmaster almost. I do want a deep learning program, you know, but it would be, I would wear many hats, you know, like I would be both the headmaster and the nurturer and the overseer and stuff like that. And I would have like availability where people could see me, you know, one-on-one certain days. And I do a lot of like groups and classes too. They're saying I need to keep making classes and just keep creating. All right. So I've been kind of going back and forth with like feeling like I need more than what I have now. And maybe I don't. Not yet, at least. Maybe it would be nice one day, but I don't need it now. You know, I was thinking about last night, well, maybe I should go back to school and get my bachelor's. This way I could be an accredited grief counselor, you know. That would go really well with my mediumship. But I'm in the middle of getting my PhD, and it's not an accredited program, but I don't want to drop out of that, you know. It is a very valuable one nonetheless. It's just that they can't accredit something like metaphysical, you know. And I was also thinking about doing, you know, getting a master's in Ayurveda and integrative medicine, and I think I would love to do that one day. But the answer isn't to stop my other commitments to do that. I do have a bunch of other tools. I already have everything I need, you know. So when I'm thinking about what I want to make this constructive for other people too, I'm usually thinking of in terms at first, you know, in an idyllic reality where there's no limitations, what would I see myself doing? And what would that be like? What would my idyllic reality be like? You know, and then from there, how would I serve others? I feel like if I wasn't being of service anyway, I wouldn't be very happy, you know. Then when I think about, you know, what's my idyllic reality? Okay, so what piece of that could I manifest in the short term? 3 months, 6 months, a year, 18 months, 3 years, you know. And really to get too ahead, you know, you want to hold some kind of vision, but to get too ahead is, you know, you're getting too far away, I feel, from the present moment. And so much is shifting right now. Timelines are like boom, 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 boom. And then of course you say to yourself, you know, kind of like you look at like, what do I want my professional life to be like? What do I want my leisure to be like? What do I want my my love life to be like, and my social life, you know. It's there are things to look at there, and you know, without a clear vision, how are you going to manifest? You know, without knowing what you want, how are you going to, like, I'm an excellent manifester, but it always comes down to, what do I really want? You know, what do I really want? What do I want to step into? And for me, it's difficult because I do, my Neptune changes like every 40 days. So I am onto something, I have the same passions, but they rotate every 40 days or so. And I just need to keep up with myself. I'm meant to be someone that wears many different hats. And it can be challenging. I know there are a lot of other people like that out there. And it could be challenging to really hone in on anything, because there's just so much that we're multidimensional, that we're passionate about, that we're good at. That's why I tend to go to Spirit every day and say, what's the next steps? But I feel like I need a little more than just the immediate next steps. So now I'm being guided to do more of a plan. And since so much has changed, I can maybe have resistance to planning, number one, because so much is always changing and shifting. And then I want to avoid any kind of attachment to the outcome. So perhaps I avoid planning altogether. But I also got the guidance to learn from the past, number one, but also know that I'm so not who I was in the past, a totally different person, totally different frequency. And I love the person I was in the past, but I've healed a lot since then. And so the results I get from doing different things and engaging in different things with a different frequency are going to be much different than it was then. Of course, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but even from 2 years ago, 1 year ago, it's always this climb up. So it's important to step out of the comfort zone. Gosh, a lot of my blueprint is about stepping out of my comfort zone. Isn't that fun? Anywho, I thank you for letting me spitball like this. And, I encourage you to think about, what do you want? Where do you see yourself? If you could have any reality you choose, don't think about limitations. Just think about, if you could have anything you want, what would you want? I see myself becoming perfect and being a walking master. And why not one day? I'm not now, but one day. And I want to help other people be masters too. And until I get to that point, I can only, teach the steps that I feel like are working for me. And hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, I think I'm done here for today. This may not have been the most riveting one, because I am just talking about me, but that's the whole point. This is supposed to be something that's helpful to me, to really just talk about my experience and get my own inner insight through talking. For some reason, when I speak out loud, things end up flowing in. And also to help me with my speaking a little bit, because I am wanting to get back into speaking more and more and improve that. And the more I do it, the better I get, even if it's just speaking on a journal. All right, everybody, I'm sending lots of love your way. Remember, anything is possible, and it's all about, solidifying a vision of what you want. And from there, you can think about, well, what can I do to align with that vision? What are the steps I can take to bring that to fruition? Lots of love to you all. Have a nice day.